This is J-Rod Ham 78. Back at you with my 200 subscriber contest video entry for KKN Comics. Congratulations, guys. 200 subs is a lot. I mean, I'm new to the community. I just signed on in December to join the community. I'm barely at 50 plus subs, slightly over 50 here just recently. But congratulations for hitting 200 subs, man. Well deserved. You had 4 questions that you wanted for this contest entry. First question is where are you from? I'm from Texas. I live about 30 minutes away from Dallas, Texas. Born and raised in Texas, been lived here all my life. So so I don't think I can live anywhere else. Maybe California, but I don't know. That's about it. Texas, I mean, I love living here. It's pretty chill over here, man. Your second question is 2 personally valuable comics in my collection. Well, I got the 2 comics set out here, right here in the video. First one's Ultimate Spider-Man #1. I mean, it's slabbed and graded and all, but my future wife, she got this for me unslabbed. It was just Ultimate Spider-Man #1. She got it for me for my birthday, like, long time ago. And I was shocked when she bought it for me. And I mean, I was away from the comic books for maybe a couple of years. And then I think the Spider-Man movie, the first Spider-Man movie, brought me back into comic books. And that's when the Ultimate Marvel Universe line started. And then I started reading Ultimate Spider-Man. And #1 was always the biggest hole for me to fill. And she got it for me for my birthday. I mean, I thought that was so freaking awesome. That's why it's very valuable in my comic. Not that the fact that it's Ultimate Spider-Man #1, but the fact that she went out and spent the time, the money, the effort to find me this comic. And I mean, I will never forget that. So it's very valuable and personal to me. I got it slabbed and autographed by Stan Lee, CGC. And my second comic book, I mean, Michael Turner was one of my favorite artists ever. I mean, he used to come to our Wizard World Texas convention. I would just give him stacks and stacks of comics for him to autograph. I mean, and he was battling through cancer, and he was sick. A lot of the times he was here going through chemo. And you could really tell, but he would make every effort to show up to these conventions and for the Wizard World circuit. And dude, he would have long, crazy lines. I mean, you could tell he wasn't feeling good, but yet he made the effort, shook your hand, took pictures with you, and even conversated with you. I mean, and the lines would be like maybe 2 hours or so long, 2 hours full of people just waiting to get his autograph. I mean, and that's why I think this is my final autographed copy I got from him. This is the Aspen variant edition to Civil War #1, which you can only order from their store. And I got a nice copy. And last Wizard World convention that he was here, I had an autograph by him. So that was my last autographed copy of Michael Turner I ever got. And I remember the day that my friend texted me when he was in Wizard World Chicago, I believe Wizard World Chicago, Philly, like about 1.5 years later, and he's the one who broke the news to me that he had just passed away. Which is sad because he was such a great artist, but more than that, he was so young, and to die from a disease that young is it's mind-boggling. But you know, it sucks. But those 2 comics are probably had the most sentimental value to me, in my opinion. I mean, that's all I can say about them. Your third question is, what are the top 3 to 5 comic books on your 2015 want list? Well, let's start with #1. I want Batman #251, The Return of the first modern Psycho Joker, or however you want to phrase him, the Neil Adams cover. I want that's #1 on my want list. It's so freaking expensive now. And I'm debating if I want to spend the money and take the chance with the ungraded copy, or just get one that's graded. That way I know what I'm getting as far as condition, make sure pages aren't missing, stuff like that. So that's #1 on my want list. #2 is Detective 405, another Neil Adams cover, the first appearance of the League of Assassins. That's #2 on my list. I've got that actually in my watch box on eBay, so I might buy it this weekend. We'll see. #3, I said on one of my videos early on when I started doing this YouTube haul video stuff. Number 3 on my list is Uncanny X-Men #101, first appearance of Phoenix. I've been wanting that for a couple years now. I definitely want to get it by this May to have Stan Lee sign it, CGC slab it when it comes to our convention in May. That's #3 on my list. #4, The Death of Gwen Stacy, Amazing Spider-Man number 121, I believe. Yeah, 121. That's on my number 4 on my list, and probably number 5. Oh, number 5 would probably be the first appearance of Gwen Stacy, Amazing Spider-Man number 31, I believe, Silver Age issue. Those are my top 5 for this year. I'm hoping I can knock out half of that list. We'll see. I got my fingers crossed. It's going to be pricey. I need to start going through some of my stuff and selling some things to try and acquire that stuff. The number 4 question you had on for this contest: what is your reasonably attainable Holy Grail? Well, I'm glad you phrased that question that way, reasonably attainable. My opinion, Giant Size X-Men number 1. If I want to add another one, X-Men number 94. One of those 2 issues. I'm more leaning towards Giant Size X-Men number 1, because that, in my opinion, is where the X-Men comic really got popular back then. They formed that group, Wolverine, all that Nightcrawler, all that stuff. That, in my opinion, is where the X-Men really took off to the next level. And then you throw in Chris Claremont and John Byrne, start writing and producing the drawings for that comic book. They had an amazing historic run on the X-Men comic. So yeah, Giant Size X-Men, in my opinion, will be a holy grail for me as far as attainable and reasonable cost. Now, if I want to go out of the limb, and as far as holy grail, will be obviously either Amazing Fantasy number 15 or Amazing Spider-Man number 1. But there's no, it's just crazy if I'm going to try and get those two comic books. But Giant Size X-Men number 1 is my holy grail. I mean, I think one day I'll be able to purchase that. We'll see when and where I get that from. But that's my holy grail, and for my opinion. But this is my submission for your contest. I'm glad to be entering this contest. Here's to another 200 subs, man. Good luck, and I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. Thanks, man.